Hello, friends. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. This stage of life that I am in right now feels very survival mode lately. Everything seems so very busy and chaotic lately, and I know it's from everybody kind of getting out and starting to do things now that the weather is starting to get a little nicer here. We don't usually have long winters here in the Ozark Mountain region, but for some reason, this winter feels especially long. So I am so glad that we are starting to see higher temperatures. There's no snow on the ground. And I am more than welcoming all the new activities that we have going on. But it really adds a lot to my plate. So I've been kind of falling behind on housework and I'm kind of needing to get back into the swing of things, get the house back in order. And I'm also really working on moving from room to room and doing some major decluttering. So when we do have busier schedules, we're wanting to hang out with friends or hang outside a little bit more, or we have our school activities. It doesn't seem like we have too much to clean then, because hopefully I'll be able to declutter quite a bit. And if you have less things to take care of, then you have more time that you can do doing the things that you want to do. We had some family over for dinner last night and we did puzzles. It was really relaxing. I've gotten into doing puzzles. However, the one we're working on right now is so difficult. It looks like a seascape. It almost looks like Greece. It's really beautiful, but there are so many blues and yellows, and staring at it for too long, it's like it makes your head hurt. So, and we've been working on it for days now. So, anyway, we had family over last night for dinner, and I didn't end up picking up afterwards. And when my husband and kids went in to do the dishes, I was like, you know what? Let's just relax. I'll do it all in the morning. And even though I really hate doing that, I just I've been doing that lately. I like having the kitchen all nice and tidy when I wake up, but after such long days and being so busy and running back and forth, I just always feel so bad. And I'm like, you know what? I'm too tired to do the kitchen, and I don't want you guys to feel like that too. So I just had everybody wait, and I am tidying it up this morning, giving everything a good wipe down. I need to get some dishes done from last night and just get everything back in order. And don't we all wish dishes were that quick? Just a snap of the fingers and they're all done. I definitely do. I cannot wait until we get our new dishwasher. And I know that I've been saying that for months, but I we keep putting off even ordering it. So it's coming. I know it is. And it's another day where I am saying we're getting one, which we are. We've had it's been so chaotic, and I can't even wrap my head around buying a new appliance. So that is where we're at with that. We're still washing them by hand, and but like I've said in previous videos, it will sometimes work and sometimes it won't. And I kind of really gave up even trying. I just kind of do them by hand, and my older two, they've gotten really good at doing them by hand too. So they a lot of times will stay on top of doing their dishes at least, and then they always help with after dinner. And it's just kind of been a thing that we've gotten used to, and it will be nice to get a new dishwasher, but right now we're just not there yet. You cannot even tell in the video, but my floors are terrible. They are the worst I think they've ever been. I've put it off and put it off way too long. I mean I sweep and vacuum almost on a daily basis, If not, it's on a daily basis. Sometimes it's twice a day. It really just depends. Right now, our dogs are spending a lot of time outdoors. They have a whole dog yard that they can run around, and they bark at the neighbor's dog, and it's just like their little friends. But they haven't been in the house as much, so we haven't had as much hair to really like sweep and vacuum up and stay on top of. But the floors, oh my gosh, they are just terrible. And I could not take it a second longer when I woke up this morning. So that is what I'm tackling today. I feel like I woke up this morning with so much motivation. So I'm really hoping that it lasts throughout the week. You know how like you wake up and yeah, it's a Monday, but you wake up and you're just like, we are going to tackle this week and we are going to get everything that needs done. And it's going to be, I don't know, it almost seems like fairy tale like, but that's how I felt going into this week. I felt very motivated, and I am so hopeful that that will continue throughout the week. We will see. But yeah, today was cleaning everything up, getting everything going. I'm going to do a grocery haul later in the video too, so you can see I'm doing a grocery budget challenge again. I'm wanting to kind of reduce the amount for our groceries, even though it's really as low as it gets, it feels like, but we will see. If you have one of these gadgets and you have not used it to warm up the water to mop your floors, I highly suggest it because it boils the water so quickly. And that's such an added bonus when you're mopping the floors, having boiling hot water. It gets just so much dirt and grime up. So I highly suggest using one of these if you have them. Or I used to boil water before I had this. You could always do that too. It's funny because Kat will continue to follow me around. I've noticed every time I mop, and if you've seen other videos where I'm cleaning the house, you've probably also noticed that the cat always follows me when I mop. So it's kind of, I don't know what her deal is, but I don't know, it's kind of funny. Maybe it's because she's still young and she thinks we're playing or something, but she always follows me when I mop. And at first it was kind of like, oh, please stop, because she puts little cat footprints all over the floor because she'll step in, the wet floor and track them all over. But it's just kind of funny at this point. And my floors are hideous right now. So a few cat prints are not going to bother me. I actually had someone comment in one of my videos about their tuxedo cat and how they are kind of a project manager. And it's just kind of funny because she is our first tuxedo cat. We've had other cats and they've never really been a project manager, but she is. Anytime we're doing something, she kind of feels like she has to be a part of it. And which is interesting because she's not overly affectionate. She's not overly loving. She sometimes will come, around when she wants to be pet or anything, but we got her, she was kind of wandering around on the streets by my mom's house. She was starving and she was just filled with ticks and fleas, and it was a really hard situation. I don't know how much longer she would make it. She, I think, was also very too young to be separated from her mom at the time. So she's not overly affectionate, but I think she's starting to come around. But anyway, it's just kind of funny because she's always, anytime we're doing something, she always wants to be a part of it. I always like to section my house off whenever I'm mopping. So I'll do the first portion of mopping, usually in the kitchen when the kids are kind of done for the morning in there and then they're working on school. And then while it's drying, we then will take a break from mopping and work on some school activities. This day they had a bunch of art stuff for their language arts. So they were enjoying doing some painting. And then I made some quick Lunchables, just homemade Lunchables for them to have after they were done with school. And then usually at that point, when they're all out of the living room and dining room area and they're kind of moved on to their own stuff, I then will move on to sweeping and vacuuming and mopping the living room and all that whole area. So I kind of wait. Sometimes I'll actually wait and just do it after they're laying down for the evening, just to make sure that no one's really walking on it. I am switching out my wreaths outside. I didn't realize that I still had my Christmas ones up, and so they had like the berries and pine cones. So I was taking those down and putting up my spring. They're not really full, like I'll take them down usually right after Easter, but they're little gold bunnies and they have a little bit of greenery on them. They're not new this year, but I did get them last year, I believe it was. And I think they were only like $5 at Walmart. So I don't know if they still have them, but it was very, very cheap. I know wreaths can be pretty expensive. And when I found these and they were super cheap, I had to grab them. I was just thinking this morning that I don't think I really have a lot of like Easter or spring decor. I switch out a couple things, like greenery and stuff in the house. I'll switch out from stuff that is winter. I'll switch it to like spring, but I really don't have very much. I kind of try to keep it pretty low key so that I don't have to stay on top of it and I don't have a ton of things to dust and take care of and worry about storing. But yeah, I was thinking this morning, I'm like, I really only have these wreaths to put out, I think, unless I'm mistaken. And I see a lot of other YouTubers, they have so much decor that they put out every season. And sometimes I want to be like that. And then other times I'm like, oh, I'm kind of a simple girl. I don't know if I'm quite at that stage in my life yet. Speaking of decluttering, I have been going around primarily my room. There's a couple other things that I have in this area, but I've been putting it in a pile, and now I have quite a pile that I need to put away. I'm not wanting to donate these items because I think I'll still use them, and I just don't have a place for them basically. So I need to also invest in more totes for storage and to clean out our storage rooms. We have a couple storage rooms in our house and they're bad. They're pretty unorganized, and I think mostly that's because I've let my kids, my oldest two kids and my husband kind of put things in storage, and if you know how that usually goes, that's how it is here. They're not very good at organizing the storage rooms, so it's like stuff just piled in them. And so if you can see Kat, she's being a project manager again. But I'm not wanting to get rid of these things. I'm just wanting to put them somewhere until I can figure out what I want to do with them. So I would like to at some point soon get the storage rooms under control and then that way have a way better organization method for all these. So I'm hoping to achieve that in the coming weeks and then get some more totes to put all this stuff in and just have a much simpler but better process for all of this. I have always been so strict about making the bed whenever you get up in the morning, or at least at some point during the morning, going back in your room and getting your bed made. And I've tried to instill that in my kids too. I just feel like it really sets you off on the right foot for the day. And I don't know what it is about making your bed and making you feel more accomplished, but that is definitely how it makes me feel. However, I would say probably the whole month of February, I was kind of in somewhat of a rut. Um, so if you've been here for a little while, you know that we lost our son when he right after he turned 1. He was 13 months old. We lost him, and I've never really gone into great detail just because it makes me very emotional. It is a very difficult thing, but February was the anniversary of a lot of things with him. And so I think that kind of put me in somewhat of a little bit of a funk. And so there was several days where I did not actually make the bed, and that's probably also contributed to my house kind of falling behind in cleaning and stuff. We have been very busy, and I think that's also another part of it where I'm trying to keep myself busy, keep my mind busy, and it just made me feel a little better. And these days I am feeling a little better. I feel like I'm out of that rut, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and just feeling a lot better as a person. I'm working on myself this year. I've said it 100 times and I'll say it again, but this is the year of healing for me and my family. So I am finally coming out of that rut, and we are starting with making our bed every day because that always makes me feel better. And of course, tackling the laundry mountain. That it never ends. We're a family of 6 and it's never ending. I have a quick weekly grocery haul for you. This was kind of just to stock up. We got a couple meats, but like usual, I do that once a month, and I have about another week or two before I actually go and do that. So our freezer still has meat in it, and we only needed a couple things. Primarily, we got stuff for like my husband's lunches, our lunches, and some snacks, stuff like that, for dinners and stuff like that. We got a bunch of different kinds of chips. I let my husband pick them out for work. I got bagels, and I did get cream cheese, so I was on top of it this week again. We got white corn tortillas and flour tortillas. My kids like doing wraps for lunches, and I like to mix it up sometimes and give my husband a wrap instead of a sandwich. So I like having these ones on hand to do that. And then we're going to do chorizo tacos one night for dinner. So I got another stack of corn tortillas. This week's meals are going to be kind of quick and really low budget ones. I was trying to do another budget challenge, so this stuff is a lot cheaper than it usually is. And then also we have a lot going on with some of our homeschool groups. So the meals this week are going to be very quick, very easy, and very budget friendly. I wanted to try these pork rinds. They are chili lemon flavored. So I like pork rinds, and I wanted to try those. So that's what I got those. We needed some new sponges. Now my trick with these is I will cut them in half. And so then instead of 4 sponges, we have 8, and they last forever. These Sponge Daddy ones are really, really good. These are my favorite sponges to use for dishes. So I got those. We're gonna make a couple different pasta meals this week. So I got 2 pounds of the elbow noodles. My kids eat like yogurt parfaits almost every day. So I got 2 of the vanilla low-fat Walmart yogurt. We got more of the acai berry Mio, and they didn't have strawberry lemonade, so we're gonna try the raspberry lemonade. My kids drink a ton of water, and they like adding these to it. This is kind of a new thing. We bought it for the pink drink. If you saw my video, I think from a week or 2 ago, we bought all the stuff for pink drinks, which is a huge hit, but I'm trying to limit them. So we added to it a little so they can have them for waters, but also for the pink drinks when they want to make those. We were low on tea, so we got some tea bags. More oats. We're going to make more peanut butter balls this week, and we are going to do another oatmeal bake. It is so great to have on hand when you have a really busy week and you need a quick breakfast or even dessert. So my kids love those. We got that. We got the semi-sweet chocolate chips. I did 2 bags because I need them for a couple of recipes that I'm going to do, and also because my kids think that they're dessert and they get into them frequently. So I'm trying to prepare for that ahead of time, and so I got 2. We will see if I have both of those at the end of the week. The cream cheese for the bagels, sour cream I needed for a recipe, and I don't even remember what recipe, so I just got a little tiny one of that. I'm gonna do some baking, so I got 2 of the things of butter, so there's 8 sticks, some half and half. I think we got 2 milk. I hope we got 2 milks, but there's only 1 out, so we'll see. A big thing of water. I got the 18 pack of eggs, which is about $9 where I'm at, unfortunately. So I did get those this week. All right, for our vegetables and fruit, I got more of these peely oranges and then the normal navel oranges. My kids go through so much of those. My youngest, Theo, he's 5, and he can eat like 3 or 4 of those a day. So they love those. We have to get them pretty frequently. We got some bananas, some tomatoes, cilantro. I got the mini cucumbers. I did not get the larger ones this week, just the mini. I'm gonna cut those up and put those probably like in a veggie tray for some snacks. A red onion. I also got a package of yellow onions, 1 head of lettuce because we still have some. We got I'm not sure how many is in here, 5 things of avocados, some strawberries, some sweet potatoes, and then I got 2 things of the mixed vegetables, the frozen ones. I like putting those in our rice and really anywhere I can add those to kind of sneak them in and my kids don't notice as much. So I like having these on hand. We got 2 things of these because they did not have the family pack. I like having those just in for a quick grab thing for the kids. My husband likes bringing these to work, and I've been buying this, the Great Value brand, because it's only like $1 or something, and they like them just as much. So I got those 2. My 15-year-old son loves these for quick lunches, so I got just a 1-2 pack of those. I wanted to do some pork chops, so we got a pack of those, just 1 pack. We got, let's see, these chicken bites. I think they're like what is it? The chicken biscuits, I think is what they're called, which I don't know if we've had this brand of those. We might have had like the original chicken biscuit brand, which we like, but we have not tried these, so we're giving those a try. My daughter was really excited about these. She loves the cheddar jack, which these are really, really good. I just have not bought those in a really long time. We are going to make more of those subs in a tubs, so for work and for quick lunches. So I got the ingredients for that. We got oven roasted turkey this week, the thick cooked ham, a thing of pepper jack, and sharp cheddar. And then these, I got 2 packs of the hard salami. These are really good if you want to do like Lunchables for your kids. My kids, they like doing that, so that's why I bought these. Also, they're good in the sub in a tub, so they're kind of multi-purpose for these things. And then we got these because I can't find the ones that I get at Sam's. We don't like these ones as much, but there was pretty slim pickings today, so we got those for breakfast. I need this in a recipe, so I just got a small thing of it. And then we got 2 things of the pork chorizo for Chorizo Tacos. My husband likes drinking these for work. He doesn't really drink coffee because he has issues with like milk and stuff, so he does not usually drink that anymore, but he does like these. So he got a couple. He got 2 of those for work. Then we got some diced tomatoes for, I'm gonna make a goulash, so the diced tomatoes and the big thing of tomato juice goes with that. I got more pumpkin for, what did I get this for? What did I get this? Oh, the baked oatmeal. It's a pumpkin baked oatmeal. They liked that a lot, so I got more pumpkin. I'm gonna do some chicken and noodles. So I got 2 things of cream of chicken. I got more pickles and more pepperoncinis to go in the sub in a tub. And then soy sauce and hot sauce. I think that, oh, and we got a big thing of potatoes. I think that's it though. So we got this. That is our grocery haul for this week. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, I am doing a bit of a grocery budget challenge this week. I wanted to work on reducing the amount that we're spending on groceries. Now we're a family of 6. We usually spend about $200 to $300 a week on groceries, and we usually will spend more one time per month stocking up on meat in our freezer. So I don't know, that it's just so wild to me because it seems like so much. I remember spending like half of that when we lived in the Chicago area and we were buying groceries, and now it's like double the amount. It's just insane. So I've been talking to a lot of other moms who are always in the same situation as me, where we're all trying to work on reducing our grocery budgets. And one way of doing that always helps me is planning out our meals. We eat almost every meal at home. We're not necessarily in the middle of nowhere because we are in a very small town, and there is like no restaurants or really any of that kind of stuff near us. But we eat almost every meal at home, and my husband packs a lunch for work. So that really, it can add up quite a bit. And so one way of cutting down costs is to make sure that I pretty strategically plan our meals. I plan our lunches, and I don't necessarily plan like breakfast, but I have like a set amount that I kind of go to, and where like I like to do the oatmeal bake. That's a new thing for me. I like to prepare one of those for the week, and the kids will have those multiple different days. I like doing at least once a week where I do a breakfast like that, where I have it kind of already done. I'll do it on a Sunday evening or something and have it prepped for the whole week, or at least part of the week, where the kids have something that they can fall back on, and then they'll kind of switch it up every now and then with some eggs or, yogurt or something like that. They're pretty big with yogurt and oatmeal every morning, but sometimes they like to switch it up. But I also do try to be really on top of our dinners each week, because if I know what we're having, then, and I just buy ingredients for those things, then we're not spending money on extra things because I don't have a clue of what I'm doing that week. There are things where you could, buy like meat and sides, which when I'm not planning, I do that. But one way that always works for me is to make sure that I am very good at planning all of our meals. And like I said, this week is pretty busy, so I wanted to make sure that we had plenty of snacks so I could grab the snacks when we're going to our homeschool events and just have something quick on the go. And then also I wanted our meals to kind of work around our schedule this week too. So they're easier, but they're also really budget friendly, because that's what I was hoping to achieve this week. Anyway, I will post in the description box below what I'm planning on doing for our meals this week. And I usually just include dinner, but I will go ahead and do what I'm planning to do for breakfast and a couple of lunches, just so you have any ideas if you're wanting them. And then, like usual, I will also have my video on Friday for all the meals that I've made this week, what I've fed my family. And so if you need any extra ideas or you're wanting the recipes, you can find those on my Friday video. But anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and spending the day kind of tidying up and doing a grocery haul. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.